Hello backyard vegetable gardeners, hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the Backyard Vegetable Gardening channel, where we talk about growing more of our own food at home and sharing the joy that's associated with living the gardener's lifestyle. Today is Monday, August the 25th, 2025, and depending on where you're at, summer growing season's about to come to a close. Now around here we're still doing pretty good. We've got some peppers out there, they're going pretty strong. They'll go for another couple months. Tomatoes are about shot, but we're going to put some more in the ground. Really wanted to do that a week or two ago, but we'll cover them with plastic. They'll still make just fine. Maybe you want to plant you some brassicas. You can do that depending on how cold it gets where you're at. Some lettuce, things like that. But in today's video, we're going to talk about something that's quite popular on this little channel of ours, and that's our indoor salad garden. You know, not everybody has the climate or maybe the advantage of having a greenhouse. So during the winter months, we put our gardening on hold. Well, about 5 years ago, we really got into this little experiment and started out just, I wanted to see if we could do it. And then, of course, the kids started enjoying it. And then I started enjoying having all the fresh salad at work during the winter months. So we started growing that thing and been doing it ever since. And in today's video, we're going to just go through some of the steps that might get you started if you're interested. Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Certainly been a while. I do apologize for that, but we've been pretty clear from the beginning. You know, I try to make these videos as timely as I can, as many as I can, but the truth of the matter is I'm just like most of you guys, work a full-time job, and I got obligations around the house, at church, my grandchildren, spend a lot of time with them grandbabies, and boy, we've been really busy. And many of you guys know I'm an IT contractor, and Windows 10 is coming to its end of life here in October, so we've been really busy. And just in case some of you guys aren't aware of that, if you run Windows 10 on your home computer or maybe your work computer and you don't know, in October Windows 10 will stop receiving security updates. Not a good deal. In the world we live in, you got to have them things. And I'm not a big fan of Windows 11, but it is what it is. So with that out of the way, you know, we're back making videos, and hopefully things will slow down just a little bit. But if they don't, you know, we'll do the best we can to keep making some videos. So with all that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the indoor salad garden. You know, we've been doing it for about 5 years. Started as just a little experiment. We started growing in these little pie pans and these little red solo cups. Did really good. You'd be surprised what you can grow in a red solo cup. I'm not kidding you. The salad bowl lettuce variety grows great in about a 16-ounce red solo cup. It really does. Now, you got to water it all the time once them things start maturing out, but you can go there about every other day, depending on how many you got, and you can pick you some salad. But what we've started doing these self-watering containers, like this one right here. We picked this up at the beginning of the season. It is a start picking, and they changed the name, and depending on where you buy it at, Lowe's or Home Depot, some are called urban pickers, some are patio pickers. The ones we used to get were called patio pickers, but now they've changed the name and they're called start picking, grow in a box. You can see, pretty nice. It's about 10, 11 inches wide. I think it's 18 inches or maybe 20 inches long, about 7 or 8 inches deep, and it's pretty affordable. We try to get them on sale. When they're not on sale, they're about $25 or $30, but you can catch them on sale and you get them for about 15 or 20, and that's kind of what we try to do. We bought several of these at the beginning of the season. This one's been hard for me to cut on, folks. But we bought several of these at the beginning of the season, gave them away to some of the grandbabies so that way they could grow them some stuff without mom and daddy having to work themselves to death, because, you know, I'm in a different place than they are. Went out there and did the corporate thing and all that stuff. And now it's just me and mama, got one more at home. All the other ones are grown. But these little kits are great. Honest to goodness. Get all this stuff out. That way I can show you everything. So you got the container, just as you'd normally expect. And then you've got a tube, and you got this tray. Now this tray is a false bottom. And you look down in here, there's a little wedge. And what that wedge is made for is to lay this tube down on, so it's kept up off the floor, at the bottom of this container, and it won't get clogged up. It'll let your water go through. So you'll take this with the hole and you'll put it over that wedge, and it'll just slide right down in there. Nothing to lock it, just gravity, no friction. And then you put that tube there, and what you'll do is, once you fill this thing with your growing medium, you'll water through this tube. Now, when you start out, there's not a thing wrong with watering across the top of it. Get all that stuff good and moist. Now, what we try to do is we try to get it pre-moistened before we fill the things. And then it comes with this little cover. I've never used one of them, but the idea is you put it over it, you cinch it, put you some holes in it, and this is your weed barrier. I've never done that. Even when we use them outside, we just throw some mulch on it. Now, I'm not going to mix up the medium, but I will show you what we use and give you the proportions. If you're growing inside, you can use whatever you want. But if you want to keep the bugs to a bare minimum, you're going to want you some Coco Coir, something like this. And this little brick right here, it'll expand and pretty much fill up most of this mixing tray. It takes about 3 liters of water. And what you'll want to do, and I've got it right here. Now, this stuff is going to be misleading. We don't normally buy little bags like this unless we just absolutely have to. We normally buy it in bulk. I can't even remember. It's a pretty good sized box. But this is 8 quarts. And what we normally do is, I'll take these bags that we already have. See, this one's much fuller. Now, this is vermiculite, this is perlite. It's much fuller. So it's really about 16 quarts of horticultural perlite and horticultural vermiculite. And what you'll do is you'll mix all that together, and this little tub here will be completely filled, and it'll provide you a lot of water retention, a lot of good drainage, but there's no nutrition in it. If there is, there's very, very little. Now, you can use peat moss if you wanted to do that instead of the Coco Coir, but you need to sterilize that stuff. As far as that goes, what you want to do is you just fill up your little container. And in the middle of that tray, there's 2 pockets. And you're going to want to make sure before you get to throwing all that in there that you kind of fill those pockets up and firm it in pretty good. Because what those little pockets are designed for, those are your wicking pockets. When you fill this container up with water, it's going to hold almost 3 liters in the bottom. And it's great for these little indoor gardens because it means you won't have to water but maybe once a week, twice a week at the very most. And that's if you're growing something like lettuce or something like that. So now that we've got our container filled with our growing medium, there's a trick I'd like to show you. If you're growing indoors, the mess, containing the mess is always top of the list. We're using a medium in here that greatly reduces the habitat for bugs, pests of that nature. But if you want to contain the water, you're going to need you like a 10-20 tray or something like that. And the reason that that's so handy is, it's going to be hard for me to show you, but right here on the side of these things, there's one on each side, there's a drain hole. You're going to fill this up with your water, and to prevent your plants from having wet feet, from water staying in the soil, or this soil being oversaturated, it's going to drain. It's going to hold about that 3 liter quantity, and the rest is going to spill out. And we've started using these 10-20 trays, and it's been a really good solution to an unnecessary problem. You know, if you was growing outside, it wouldn't be no big deal, just let it spill out. But you put your 10-20 tray, and it works good. And now that we've talked about our container and our medium, it's real important that you have a good place, provide the right environment for your plants to grow. What's worked well for me are these wire shelves like you can buy at Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, even off Amazon. Very, very affordable. Get you some inexpensive grow lights. Don't have to be nothing fancy. I do highly recommend that you have some fans to keep the air circulating. But other than that, a setup like this, depending on, like, we've got a lot of lights here, just a few fans. Well, we've probably got about $100, $150 in lights. They've went up dramatically in the last year or so. Fans are pretty affordable, about $6 or $8 a piece, and that's really all you need. Now, when it comes to the variety of plants that you can grow, we've talked about your leaf lettuces, like the salad bowl, things like that. You can also grow those little gem head lettuces. Those are great, taste great. But just for a little variety here, got you some rosemary. It does good. The one thing you have to make sure is just once it starts getting large, just keep it pruned because it is a perennial. Thyme, lemon thyme, anything like that works great. All your basils. Your basils are great to grow indoors. Not too good on a salad, but you can still grow those things. You get you some oregano. Oregano is easy to grow inside. Cilantro, parsley, and dill's a good one. Just make sure you get you a container-friendly variety. A dwarf variety, if you can find it, works really good. And of course, you can get your chives and your garlic chives all work great. But one of the things that, even though you can grow them in these patio pickers or whatever the start picking boxes, is radishes. Radishes are great. You can start just say a dozen at a time, wait a week or two and plant you a dozen more. They're only spaced about 1 inch apart. Does really good. The thing that I found, well, there's actually two things. Number one, the tops are going to grow about this tall. It's going to get real close to the light. It's going to burn your foliage, and your radishes really don't do good. So what we've wound up, this is what we started doing, and I've got two right here. It's these little baking pans like you can buy at the grocery store, but we get the ones with the lid. And we've already made videos on this, but for the sake of a review, see, we've put some holes in that. I guess you can, and I've not cleaned this up. This is one we used a while back. Haven't reused it, so we haven't taken the time to clean it. But what you want to do is, instead of growing in the aluminum tray, you'll want to use this to catch your water. This is your watering tray. You'll put holes in the plastic lid, and it fits just perfect. You've got about 1 inch of space down there, and it just works really, really good. Grow you some radishes, and what we do is we'll grow a crop of radishes in this one, and then we'll wait a couple weeks, and we'll plant some more in this. So by the time we're done with this one, we're eating on this one, and we're starting some new ones in this one, and it's great all winter long. So guys, hopefully that's give you all you need to know about getting one of these little gardens started. We really enjoy it, can't recommend it enough. If you want to know more about the indoor office garden, put it down in the comments. Loved to hear from you. Do our best to help you any way we can. Certainly my pleasure to be with you. It was fun. Sorry it took me so long to get back to making these videos, but guys, just do the best I can. And if you want to help me out, the best thing you do is pray for me. Pray God that helps me have clarity of mind to make these things, because be honest with you, when we're making these videos, the number one thing that prevents me from making a video beyond being busy is I just look at a topic and I'm like, nobody wants to do that, and I'll just go ahead and go in the garden or start working on it. So if there's anything that you're interested in that I might be able to do, put it down in the comments. It'd help. Pray for me. Pray God gives me clarity of mind to do whatever it is that needs done, and I certainly appreciate it. And guys, like always, I certainly appreciate you watching the video. Thank you for sticking around to the end. Hope you're having a great day.